Well, good morning, students. Welcome back to your ICT lecture. And today we are again going to start from where we left off in the previous lecture. Well, in the previous lecture, we studied about how we can create a new workbook, how to open an existing workbook, how to enter three types of data, which is numbers, text, and formulas. Well, continuing that part, today in this lecture, we are going to study how we can create a formula and how to apply that formula on a piece of a data. Now, since the last lecture, we have the data on the screen. I have the names of four students, class, marks. So we are going to edit this data. Let's put these marks out of a subject that is English, maths, science, SST, Punjabi, Hindi, ICT, and then at the end, we are going to total. Now, again, let's recall and revise how to copy the formatting. We'll just keep the cursor on the cell from which we want to copy it. Then we'll go to the standard toolbar. Here we are going to click on clone formatting button and then drag the paint bucket on the cells on which we want to apply. Once the selection is done, we'll leave the left mouse button and you can see the formatting is being applied to all the cells which initially wasn't applied to. Now let's edit the values. Let's say the marks are out of 100. We are going to delete this and let's put the marks. There you go. Now, since we have the marks of all the four students from seven subjects, I guess, let us say we want to count the subjects. So one, two, or I'm going to select these marks, right? So you can see it at the status bar. You can see it shows one row, seven columns. That means there are seven selected cells. Since we have selected only single row, so by seven columns, it means we have selected seven cells. So there are marks of seven subjects that we have written, and we want to write a formula for that. Now, there are two things which we can use. One is a formula, other one is a function. For now, we are going to learn about what a formula is. So let's see what a formula is. For a formula, it will always start from an equal to sign that we have already discussed. Secondly, a formula after writing equal to must have a cell address on which we are applying that formula. In this case, it is this cell address. It is D and 5. Either after pressing equal to, I can directly click on that cell just like that. You can see automatically D5 has appeared, or I can manually write as well. After writing the cell address, it has to follow with the operator. Since I have to find out the total, in this case, the operator will be plus operator. Then I can also manually write maths marks for Taranjot are in E5. So I'm going to mention E and 5. Here case doesn't matter. There you go. And next is F5. Next is G5. Next H5. I5 plus J5. There you go. We have seven subjects marks from D till J and in the fifth row. So I'm going to press enter. You can see the marks are displayed. Just to check, addition can be checked. If you select the marks, you can see it at the bottom. It automatically gives you average as well as sum. So you can see sum is 553 and average is 79. Let me just zoom in and show you. You can see it over here. And if I take you up on the screen, you have selected the marks of Taranjot of all seven subjects. You can see it over here. There you go. So I'm going to zoom it out. Similarly, on the next, let's do it once again. This time, we'll enter the marks in the formula bar. We'll first click on the cell in which we want to enter. like this. Let us say I want to enter it in K6 for the marks, total marks of Arjun. So I'm going to click on A6 and then I'm going to click on the formula bar and then I'm going to write with equal to, it's D6 plus E6 plus, you can see this time I'm clicking on the cells and it is automatically appearing in the formula bar. There you go. Now again we are going to check it. Checking it makes us double sure that our calculation or our formula is correct, and yes, sum is 525 and there it is. So this is how you can calculate any kind of mathematical operation can be applied. Like, we can find the product, we can find the sum, we can divide numbers, we can find the difference. Just apply the formula followed by the equal to sign, the item on which you want to apply the operation, just surround that particular operator with those particular values or even the cell references in which that value is placed. This time, since we have applied the formulas in two upper cells, now this is a new thing. What we are going to do is we are going to select these two and we are going to move to the bottom right corner of the selection. Let me just zoom in. See, I have selected the cells in which I have applied the formulas and I have moved towards the bottom right corner. You can see the cursor changes into plus sign. There you go. I'm doing it once again. And then just bottom right corner, click it and drag it down. You'll see automatically that formula is copied. But let's again confirm. I'm going to click it over here and let's look it into the formula bar, because value is shown by the cell. You can see 476, but the formula is shown by the formula bar. You can see it has started from D7, D, E, F, G, H, I, and J. Just like all the other ones, it contains the correct formula. And you know the method to double check. Select the data and check the status bar. You can see it over here also, it's 476. So our formula is correct. Let's check it for Kiran as well. I'm gonna select and there you go. It's 646 and there you go. It's correct. So this is how you are going to apply the formula in a cell. This was a simple formula that we have applied, that is for addition. For a more complex formula, if you want to do, we can simply put down average over here. Let's copy it. I'm going to click on this one and apply it on this. Let's make the A capital just for the aesthetics. Now you all know the formula for average. It is equal to the total divide by the total number of subjects. We are having 7 subjects, so there you go. So I'm going to press enter key and this is the average marks. Again, there is a way to double check it. We can double check average and sum only, not anything else. You can see at the status bar, I have selected the data of 7 subjects. There you go. You can see the sum is 70. Sum is 553, which is shown under the total, and the average is 79. Let me just mark it over here on the status bar over here, and this is what we have calculated. There you go. And this is a selection I have made from D5 to J5. There you go. You can see the average is matching with the average over here at the bottom, and the total is also matching with the total at the status bar, or the sum at the status bar. So let's just apply how to use autofill that we have just learned in the previous step. Once you have applied the formula, I'm just going to go to the bottom right corner of that cell and then drag the formula downstairs. It's going to copy the particular formula in all the subsequent dragged cells, but we are going to check it You can see K6, K7, K6 divide by 7, but we'll double check it. There you go. Average is 75. So does says the average over here and average at the bottom in the status bar. I'm going to select this one. There you go. 68 is the correct average. Shows at my cell and at the status bar. Uh, there you go. 7 subjects marks are selected. 92.28. There it is. And bigger one. So there we have it. Now the thing is, if you want to adjust this, we can do this using these cells. Delete decimal place and add a decimal place. By let me just zoom in and show you these two things. On the formatting toolbar, let me just take it over here so that both the things are visible to you. I'm going to click on cross and there we have it. If you want to add a decimal place, this is like that. And if you want to delete the decimal place, it's going to delete it one by one. And you can see it is rounding it off. As you can see, the actual value is 286. If I delete a decimal value, it's not just going to delete the least subsequent digit or least important digit, it's just going to round it off. There you go. So this is how you can apply the feature of deleting or adding a decimal place, and that's how you can enter a formula in a cell or in the worksheet. I hope this is clear to you, and let's now learn on how to perform calculation using a function. We have performed addition over here. Now if you look at the formula bar, we have applied this addition or summation using D5 plus E5. That means it contains operator and cell addresses. Now, with the form of data we have, we can perform this summation or addition or find the total using a function as well. For adding values, the function name is sum. So again, it's going to start with an equal to sign. I'm going to write SUM, doesn't matter if it is in lowercase or uppercase. After that, I'm going to start with the brackets, and then I'm going to start with the first cell, which is D5 in this case, which contains marks D5. Since it's a range, it's going to have colon in between, and then the last cell which contains marks, which is J5. So I'm going to put J5 over here and then close the bracket. There you go. You can look it carefully. It contains equals to sum, bracket D5 and J5. Now this thing which I have selected is called as the range, a group of continuous cells. We discussed it last time when we had this lecture. So let's zoom out. Let's press enter key. You can see now the sum is displayed in the formula or the function. Rather, you can see it over here. If I select the data again, just to check, you can see 553 is over here at the status bar. Again, you can drag the same as well. I'm going to drag it down and that function will be applied, and the addresses or the ranges are adjusted automatically. You can see D6 to J6, automatically this range is selected. Now, one thing I want to let you do is try it using mouse keys. I have deleted one formula and I'm going to apply it again, equals to sum, bracket start. And this time, rather than typing it from the keyboard, I'm just going to select the cells just like this. Remember, you have to start the selection after typing the bracket. Now, once your selection is done, release the mouse left button and then click in the cell, close the bracket, press enter. There you go. Now, since our average formula was automatically applied earlier when we had nothing in this, since the formula says K8 and K8 contains actually nothing, so that's why the answer will be 0. But once the data is fed, it will automatically take the data and dynamically change the value of that cell according to the formula. So that's how worksheet works. You can apply formulas and functions. Some of the basic formulas and basic functions are sum, average, count. Now using, let's perform average function over here. Equals to, for average you have to completely type average, and then equal to, let's select the data for this. There you go. And then I'm going to close the button. Let's select it again. There you go. Make sure you don't select the total while finding the average, because you just need the marks, not the total. And there you go. You can see it has found the average for us, and that's how it works. Now, for the formulas that you need to learn, we are having minimum, maximum, count, product, standard deviation, variations, all these things that you use in statistics while finding mean, median, mode. These things you can find out with just a click. We can apply the formulas from these drop downs as well. Let's calculate for just checking. I'm gonna click over here and then select on this function button, summation button, and I'm gonna click on, let us say, max. There you go. It will automatically select the range, but if you want to change the range, just do not click anywhere and select the range of your choice. Let's see who got maximum marks in science. I'm going to click OK. So 95 marks were the maximum, which was scored by Kiran. You can very easily find out the values just like that. I hope this is clear to you. And using this sum method on the left hand side of the formula bar, or a function method or a function button, you can find out the mostly or the most commonly used functions, and we can apply it just simply by clicks. So this is it in today's lecture. I hope you understood what was being taught to you and what was here on display. Till the next time, stay safe, stay home, stay healthy, and if you're having any queries, do reach out to me. Thank you very much. Bye bye.